When we are thinking about opening our businesses, the first thing that comes to our mind is how to make our business IRS compliant, how to make it legal. The first thing that comes to our mind is to have an LLC, to create our LLC. There are several advantages, several implications when it comes to LLC. Today, I will be going over some of them to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting yourself into when you are opening your own business. I am Professor Rousseau. Today, let's talk about the basics of LLC. Two main things we'll be talking about. The first one will be how to create your LLC, how to register your LLC, and the second one will be about tax implications when it comes to create your LLC. First, let's say that it's easy to create an LLC. The first thing you need to do is to select a state. The state, where do you live? You will pick that state and you will go to the website to see how much to pay for the LLC. After you do that, and you will be able to do your EIN and so on. But let's focus on one mistake that a lot of us have been making, and I'm gonna try to tell you stop making that mistake. So what I realize when many people, when they're trying to create the LLC, they will go to several websites, or when they type LLC, several websites will be showing up, and they will pick one and they will be following the prompt. When they go to those sites without naming any one of them, so those sites, when you use them, they make you pay a fee. The fee that you pay, it will be at the end, and this fee is on top of what your state will charge you for the LLC. Let's say, for example, you live in, let's say, Texas, right? Texas, for your LLC, is $300. If you live in Indiana, I think it's $95 or $100. If you live in Florida, I think it's $125. Those sites will charge you a fee to create your LLC for you. Nothing wrong with that, but those fees are really, really high. And what you will see also is that after, while you fill out the form, they will ask you, they want to be your registered agent. What is a registered agent? In simple words, is somebody who will receive mails from you, because after you do your LLC, you will receive mails from everywhere, from the state, from businesses, from banks, and you will, without knowing, you will say yes to that question. Not only you will be paying the filing fee plus the state fee, but also they will tell you can pay between $200 or $300 a year. Meaning those people, they will receive mails for you, and then they will send them to you. And for that, they use the address for you. They don't do anything. They are your registered agent, and they charge you $200 every year, and each time you renew your LLC, they will tell you it's time for renewal. You will be paying the LLC from the state, the fee for them to file, and also you will pay them to receive mail for you. Listen, do not let them do that. If you are one of those people, go to the website and cancel, because you can be your own registered agent. You can be your own. The only thing you have to do is to have an address. That's all you have to do. Have your address, and you will be your own registered agent. And by doing so, you are saving between $200 $300 per year. That I wanted to tell you that. So you save money when you are your own registered agent. The second thing we'll be talking about will be taxes. So there are some classifications when you are an LLC. Several tax classifications, and it's important for you to know that. But remember, because you are a LLC doesn't mean that you will be paying taxes. After you get your LLC, you have to be able to have an EIN. And if you are not able to have a social, or if you don't want to use your social to get the EIN, which is free with IRS, you will try to get a ITIN. They are doing the same thing practically. When you are collecting money, either from sale or donation, you will not going to provide your LLC. You will give the name, but they will ask you to link an ITN or a EIN with the LLC, so IRS can collect taxes from all earning that you will be making. So now let's talk about taxes. When you are forming your LLC, it's important to understand the various tax classifications that are available to you as an entrepreneur. The default classifications and elective options. So there are two types. They have the default and they are the elective. The default is everyone, but you can elect your own tax classification, and whatever you choose will impact your business, financial health. It will impact the way you file taxes at the end of the year. It will also impact how much you pay taxes, how much you pay in taxes, and how often you file taxes depending on the option that you elect. Now, let's talk about the tax classifications, which they call also tax statuses. Let's talk about them. The default classification, that's what they will call the single member LLC. Single member LLC, and the name. You can see already what will call is an LLC that is formed, that is owned by one person. So what is the tax treatment for a single member LLC? Single member LLC is also called disregarded entity. Why they call it as such is based on the tax treatment that they will receive, that you will receive as a single member LLC. The tax treatment for a single member LLC, which is also seen as a disregarded entity only for tax purposes. This means that the LLC that you have, your LLC and your expense, your LLC and your expense, they are reported on your tax return. Your LLC, the profit that you make, the money that you spend to operate your business, they will be reported on the owners, on your LLC, on your 1040. And how do you do that? You will use a form called Schedule C. Schedule C, that's what you will use to report your earnings, to report everything about your LLC. And it will, when you have a single member LLC, your profits, the profit that you generate, enter also in your own income. So because it's a single member, this is your LLC, everything you make will be reported on your 1040, and you will be using a Schedule C. Practically, when you have a single member LLC, don't quote me on that, you don't really pay taxes for the business. You don't pay taxes for the business because whatever the business makes is called pass through, meaning that the earning of the business goes to your income, and when you file taxes, you will just tell them, here, I got a Schedule C. This is what they call a single member LLC or a disregarded entity for tax purposes only. So now, what are the implications, if any, when you file as a single member LLC when your tax treatment is filed on a 1040 and a Schedule C. The implications that comes with that is that it simplifies tax filing for you. Simplify the way you file taxes. Not all implications are negative. When you are a single member LLC, you simplify the way you file your taxes. This will reduce for you what we will call administrative burdens, because you will see when you use the other one, there will be more paperwork, there will be more things to return, more ways to report your earnings to IRS. But as a single member, it's easy and it's better for people what we'll call sole proprietorship, or people who own the LLC by themselves. Sorry for the spelling. So that's what we need to. That's what you need to know. There is no tax reporting requirements for an LLC, except that whatever you have goes toward your income, and you file your taxes at the end of the year on your 1040 and the Schedule C. This is for single member LLC. There is also multi-member LLC. This one is a little more complicated. Remember, I told you for a single member LLC, you will use your 1040 to report your earnings or your expense. But for a multi-member LLC, you will use Form 1065, and you will use under schedule will be Schedule K. Whereas for a single member is Schedule C. That's how you report that, and that's why you will tell IRS how you making your money. And multi-member LLC. What is the implication? What are the implications of having a multi-member LLC versus a single member LLC? Let's talk about deduction, right? Because taxes is all about deduction. When you file as a multi-member LLC, meaning the LLC is owned by several members. When you have earnings, let's say that you make $10,000 profits for the year, you will distribute the money to your, let's say, to your 3 members. Let's say every one of them got like $3,500. Just an example. So you will pass through, you will take that money, you will distribute to not just you, to everyone, and they will file taxes, and they will pay taxes for the LLC on their W2, on their 1040. Either they receive a W2 or a 1099 of the 3,300, they will report whatever. Suppose we can say that the LLC is paying taxes at least 3 times, because all of you guys on your K1 1065 and Schedule K1, you will report your taxes to the IRS. That's what they call in IRS. I call it 3, but double taxation. The IRS charge the LLC, and also the people, the owners, the members. On this case, they will report whatever they make to IRS on their 1040 also. This is for single member LLC and multi-member LLC. Those type of LLC, that's what they call the default classification. You can elect to change the way you are being taxed. As LLC, you can also elect to be taxed at the corporate level. This one is a little complicated, but is easy to understand. When you elect you chose the option to be taxed as corporate, you have a corporate tax status. So at the network, there are several strategies that you can benefit from. It will depend also on your business goals. Before you elect to do that, make sure that you talk to a tax guy, a tax preparer. They will tell you which option is right for you if you elect not to pay as a default classification, which is a single member LLC or a multi-member LLC. Now, corporation, for now we have two types of corporation. We have C Corp and also S Corp. Each one of them they have different tax treatment. Let's talk about C Corporation. An LLC can elect to be taxed as a C Corporation. What is the election process? When you elect to be taxed as a C Corp, you have to file a form called, I think it's form 8832. That's the form that you will file with IRS. When you file that form, you will tell IRS, I want to be taxed as a C Corp, and the treatment that you receive is that your profit are taxed as I said before, as a corporate level. Corporate level is higher taxes, and there is a corporate tax rate that your tax guy will tell you to see. And also, when you elect to be taxed as a C Corp, and you will once again do the distribution to your shareholders, and also they will report their earning not too different from the multi-member LLC. They will report their earning to IRS under 1040 or 1065, again as a C Corp, as a multi-member LLC. As a C Corp LLC, you are taxed twice, double taxation. I don't know why somebody will want to do that, but people will do that because it will depend on how many people you have in your LLC and your corporation. So what is the advantage of being taxed as a C corporation? Why would you elect? Why should you elect to be taxed as a corporation? As a C corporation, when you will be taxed, if you want to retain some earnings for the business, this is one thing I failed to tell you at the beginning, right? So let's say that you make, let's say $100,000, and you have 5 shareholders. You can say, you know what, I'm gonna take 20%, let's say 20,000 will be for the company, and you're not going to pay taxes on that. That's the profit that you will be making. I'm sorry, you will be paying a lower tax rate on those $20,000. Your shareholders, all 3 of them, will be paying taxes for you, and the profit that you keep will be a tax as a lower rate because it's really low. As a single member, as a multi-member LLC, you distribute all your earnings to everyone. You don't retain anything. As a C Corp, you retain some of it. That's the advantage. The disadvantage, again, is double taxation. As a single member, as a multi-member LLC, you don't pay as a corporate level. What you pay is based on the bracket as an individual, the individual bracket that you make. As a C corporation, you are double taxed, but you pay in higher taxes because corporate taxes are higher than a individual brackets when it comes to IRS. So that will be a disadvantage. Let's talk about now the other type of corporation, which is called the S corp, you will elect to be taxed as a S corporation. How you do that? You will go to the IRS website and you will fill out the form called the form. I think the form is a 2553. If you want to know more about those things, contact your tax preparer, your tax guy. They will know more, or your CPA or your accountant. They will tell you which treatment will be best for you, or which treatment you will be receiving, depend whether you select the default qualification or elect to have to be taxed at a corporate level. So now the first thing, as an LLC, you will elect to be taxed as an S corporation, and you will fill out the form 2553. So now, what is the tax treatment for that? Again, the income or the profits, they are passed through again to the shareholders, and they will report their earnings, not too different. They will report those earnings in the personal tax return. But with this one though, you can avoid double taxation. When you file as a S corporation, you can avoid the double taxation. How do you do that? The way you do that, you take all your earnings, you share them with your shareholders, and they will be paying. They will report that to the IRS. Is not different from the single member, because right now you don't pay taxes for the LLC. Those companies like Amazon, Apple, they are not LLCs, but they don't pay taxes. Their shareholders pay taxes for the company. They don't, because they elect to be taxed as a S corporation. Now, what are the advantages beside that you avoid the double taxation? Because when you do that, there are several potential for tax saving. You pay less taxes, or you don't pay taxes on the LLC, and the shareholders, you pay them. What you will do, you will have each shareholder file a IRS form that's W9 and W4. So they will be employees of the company. They will be employees of their own company. And at the end of the year, you either give them a W2, depending on how they become employees, or you can give them a 1099. So practically, you will pay them, and you will return taxes on them. At the end of the year, you will be paying IRS for them, because you withhold their taxes on their income, and then they will be paying a IRS. But you as LLC, you will only report what you withhold from them. That's the beauty of being taxed as a S corporation. This is the advantages. You pay them salary. You don't give them profits as compared to the other ones. This one, you say, you know what, you work, and I'm gonna pay you $10 per year, and then you report it. You withhold some of it, and boom, at the end of the year, for the year you made $10. I withhold $5, so you send everything to IRS, and then they will get the money back from the IRS. The only bad thing about a S corp, if you are an LLC and you want to be taxed as a S corporation, there is a cap of members you should have, no more than 100 shareholders. With the other one, you can have from 1 to 50,000. But if you want to be taxed as a S corporation, LLC, you can't have more than 100 shareholders. Those are information I just gave you. They seem to be the same. When you have time, go to Google, go to ChatGPT and do more research. And today, if you are a business owner, you need to know the tax implications. For you to do that, contact your accountant, your CPA, or your tax advisor. They will tell you which election or which treatment you should receive based on the type of company you are. Are you a single member LLC? Are you a multi-member LLC? Those are the default classification, but even if you are a single member or a multi-member, you can elect to be taxed at the corporate level. In summary, each tax classification presents distinct advantages. Each tax classification got different advantages. Some of them more stringent than others. They got some disadvantage as well, and it depends on what you want to do. That's why, again, I'm advising you to consult a tax professional or a CPA to make sure that the strategy you chose or you will choose or that you are choosing is aligned with your business objectives, to make sure that the treatment that you will be getting or you think about getting will be aligned with your financial goals. Always look for coaching, for advice. I am Professor Rousseau. I do business coaching. I will tell you how to open your business, but I am not an expert in tax and doing taxes. The only thing I know is because I pay taxes as a single member LLC, but I dabble, and sometimes I don't know what if I pay as a S corp or as a C corp. But my tax advisor advised me to, hey man, stay at a single member. So the way it works, so if for the year I make $10,000, those $10,000 goes to my account, to my income. So I will report, since it's my only job. I don't work for people. So I will report in my 1040 that for the year I made 10,000, and I will have a schedule C, and my tax guy will find a way to see the expense I made, to see which one could be written off, and that way I'm ensuring to me, my tax guy, that I get the best out of the tax code. Thank you. See you next week.